Hi. Okay, so, oops. I'm having obviously a little bit of difficulties here. Anywho, today I'm doing this video because I recently found out some really serious news, and I figured I'd share it on my page, because I promised I would be sharing this experience with you. And because it's time for me to do a video journal, you know, I haven't done one for a little bit. So I just found out that I have what's called ICP. It's a condition of the liver where excess bile is in your body. So it is really dangerous to the baby and to me. And so I've been itching a lot for some months and wondering why I'm itching like I'm itching. So my doctor's been running tests, and she tried everything, to be honest, and it just wasn't showing up at first. So, because, they have a specific test for bile. 9 times out of 10, my liver enzymes or something were probably higher, and that's sometimes what happens is that people's liver enzymes show up first before anything else. And I think this probably is what happened in my case. My liver enzymes were probably a little higher. Sorry about the crazy face. But I got to get ready because I've got to do what's called a stress test, a non-stress test for the baby right now. And so I'm running late because they gave me an appointment after, pretty late at night. We have dinner around 6. It came in at 5:30. I came in at 6. So I had no idea because my Wi-Fi wasn't on my phone. And right now I'm currently waiting for one of the Obama phones so that I can be able to have phone service, seeing as I cannot afford a cell phone right now. I just can't. My income is screaming at me. It's screaming at me about buying necessities like maternity clothing. And so I get scared and feel bad, so I buy maternity clothing that I can make sure I can nurse in. So that way at least I don't feel like I'm being as wasteful. It's crazy that, I can have some, excuse me, hi, I can have some basic needs, and because my income is so low right now, I don't want to buy them because I'm scared. Because I'm scared that there might be an emergency at some point in time in the future, and I can't provide for that emergency because I spent money on ABC over here, and DEF can't be done. And so I think that that's honestly what most single moms go through. You try to plan the best you can, knowing that that's a good way to make God laugh. But, you do the best you can with what you have, and you try to keep a little bit of cash, even if it's just $50, $100, $20, let's be honest, because sometimes it gets tight, around, so that if you have to do something, or if you have to buy some medicine or something, that you're okay. Being a single parent is really hard. You have to think about, you can't mortgage your future to survive through the day. And I'll be honest with you, most of my life I have done that. I have survived through whatever catastrophe I was at that moment facing, but unknowingly mortgaging my future with my credit, by committing crimes that I shouldn't have committed and getting caught for them, going and doing the time I was supposed to do, and pleading guilty because I was guilty. I think that, I didn't sit here for, a couple things. I didn't have the money for a lawyer. So public defenders in Colorado are really quick to tell you to take a deal, regardless of how good or bad the deal is. They just want you off their caseload as quickly as possible, so that they can move on with their lives, regardless of whether or not your life is going to be affected by how bad it is. And a lot of times, to be honest, the plea deals can be worse than the actual deals themselves. Sorry. I have to get ready. I literally have to, after I do this video, and while I'm getting ready, I have to go downstairs and call the doctor and tell her, hey, I can't come in at 8:25 in the morning because I woke up at 7 and just saw your thing. And saw your thing at 7:30, so there's no way I can physically get on the bus, get ready, get on the bus, and be there in time. So I'll be a little late. Okay, bye. Anywho, so I'm sitting here right now dealing with this thing called ICP. ICP is a pretty serious condition. The bile from the liver essentially becomes blocked because it's believed because of the excess hormones of estrogen. And so what happens is that the bile, which is also like toxins, build up in your system, in my system, and I become itchy because it goes into my tissues. It can't go anywhere, you know? God made man in a certain way so that we could be able to function, and when those things are off, he sends us signals, you know, and there's smoke signals that go off, and I've been itching pretty bad since I'd say around December. December it started. It's always been on and off. It hasn't always been all day long. And a lot of the signs are that it's at night. At one point it was at night, but not the whole time. And so my doctor, you know, and it's a lot of times people get it in their hands and their feet. And for me, I didn't receive that. I received lots of tummy, buttocks, and thigh that started going out to, you know, my extremities, which makes sense, which makes a lot of sense because your liver is in here. So of course it's coming out like to where the immediate area is, and then it gets crazier, right? Which makes sense to me, at least. Maybe, again, I'm not a doctor. We all know I'm broke. If I was a doctor, I wouldn't be having to sit here and go through this 40-year-old single mother craziness. Okay. Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't be a single mom. I'm saying I wouldn't be a broke single mom trying to talk about $20 in my pocket. Okay. Anywho, I am right now I've been praying because I'll be honest with you, I'm nervous. I mean, there's a lot of serious stuff that can happen because of this. The baby can be born stillborn. And I can hemorrhage out, which is a high risk anyway because the amount of children I've had and the amount of children I've had 8 children. That's a whole nother video. We're going to have to do it another time, okay? Because today I don't have time. Anywho, so having had that many children, that you run the risk naturally of hemorrhaging anyway. So that's scary, you know? I mean, to be honest, I'll be real with you. The death rate of Black women in pregnancy and during labor is higher than it ever has been before. And I find that just unacceptable. How a Black woman can die on the labor bed, but a white woman or a Chicana woman or a Chinese woman will not, in comparison to numbers, and our death rate is higher. It's skyrocketing higher than it has been in many, many years. What is going on in the medical community that they are not choosing to listen to us Black women when we are on the bed saying something is wrong? Why are they not paying attention like they need to ensure our health and safety? This is a fear now. It was a fear going in because I knew that was a possibility anyway. Again, because the number of births I've had, the more children you have, the more higher your rate of hemorrhaging out is. Now, because of a condition that minimizes my ability to take in vitamin K, I can bleed out. I can die giving this child life. So naturally, I'll be honest with you. Some of the things that I'll be doing is doing videos to make sure that my son knows how much I love him and how much I sacrifice to bring him into the world. and so that my other children understand how much I love them, just in case. Yes, they will be posted on here because I want a place for them to be kept forever. Whether or not it happens, I think it's also important for anyone facing, I don't know if you're just facing something, or if in general you just should make sure that everybody around you knows that you love them. And for me, I think that that's more what it's about. It's not just about this emergency that's going on. It's about the fact that everyone in your life should know unequivocally how you felt for them, how you felt about them, your thoughts, your hopes, your wishes for them, and how much you love them. I mean, everyone should know before you pass, so that when you pass, there's no unspoken anything. There aren't any questions as to your value, their value to you. All of these things are just an automatic. I can't stress that to you enough. If today you don't know whether or not somebody knows that you love them, tell them. Find a way. I mean, come on now, y'all. There's Messenger, there's Facebook, there's videos, there's FaceTime. God has created and allowed so many different avenues for us to communicate with each other that it is unacceptable for us to be able to walk around not knowing whether or not we are loved. Do you understand? So I implore you right now that after you get on here and you like this and you subscribe and you all that other good stuff, whether it be from YouTube to my Instagram to whatever else, okay? Whatever you need to do, you do that. And you listen to this, okay? And then you go right to your video camera or wherever you need to do, phone, whatever. I don't care if you fax them, okay? You do that next. And you let them know. We aren't promised tomorrow, y'all. No one's promised tomorrow. And due to the fact that we are not promised tomorrow, we need to ensure that today we are clear and concise about our love for each other. Anywho, moving on. Okay, I get all serious all the time. That's just who I am. I mean, anywho, so I have to do non-stress tests at least once a week to make sure that the baby's okay. What can happen to my child is he can be born stillbirth. I can die. So both of our health is at risk. It's sort of scary to say that out loud, but that's the reality. So we can die. I might have gone through all of this and never be able to see my kiddo. So anyway, he can have some health problems after he's born. I have to do some more research precisely on what those are before I reach out to you guys and give you guys that info, okay? But so yeah, he can have health problems after he's born, and we can have other cares and concerns like that. That's a huge possibility. What else? He can end up pooping in this, and basically there's meconium in his little system right now, which is what is made of his first poop is made of, okay? So he can end up having having meconium in his placenta and ingesting that and breathing that in. And so the concern then, of course, is that went too far over. The concern then, of course, is whether or not he breathes that in, it can affect his lungs. So there's that. And that's, of course, that's really concerning. I mean, what parent isn't going to be like freaking out over that one too? If it affects his lungs, then, of course, we have to worry about lung issues when he's born, which is also a possible problem regardless because of the fact that he has to be born early. I now have to be induced because most children that are born with this condition, their mother having this condition, will die in the 38th, 39th week. So most children are born by the gestational age of 37 weeks. If I get to make it that long, we might have to go in sooner if he's in distress. So again, just a lot of stuff that, is, prevalent right now. That is, excuse me, sorry. That is shown to be concern. It's not like I have just the ability to just blow off what's going on in my life. I have to address it. I have to address it now. I have to make sure that my little guy is okay. I have to do that now. There is no ifs, ands, or buts or another time. There's none of that. There's none of that in my life. I have to make sure that things are done. And which also means that I've got to be really aware of how I feel on a constant basis. So, that sucks. I already felt like I was super aware of it because I'm old, y'all. I'm old. And being as old as I am, you get tired already and whatnot. And I've been really tired recently, a little bit down. Not really that too bad, but not feeling the amount of energy and, spunkiness that I normally do. And apparently those are also signs of this condition. So what the thing is that I've been super exhausted, and I thought it was just, I'm in my third trimester, I'm tired, I'm just sort of feeling it. So all of these things we thought maybe might be thyroid, so we started thyroid medicine. It's really this. But hey, cool, we started a thyroid medicine anyway, so hopefully that'll be able to, boost my thyroid too, because it's on the little bit of a low side. It's not, it's not bad yet, but, it's not where it's supposed to be, that's for sure. So yeah. I will be letting you guys know what's going on when I'm going to be delivering, how that's going to go. I will keep everybody updated and knowing how I'm feeling, and whatnot. I've been utilizing coconut oil, and that has been helping loads with the itch, by the way. So anybody else that has ICP out there, coconut oil, it's amazing. I put it in the bath, and I do oatmeal baths because they have brought some comfort. I put it in the bath and every once in a while, and it helps, but I always put it on my skin every day. I have a big old jar of all natural grocers coconut oil that I use, and it's that's not the fractionated or whatever it's called stuff. It's the stuff that's a little bit firmer in the jar. So that's what I've been using, and it feels great. I have to say that I'm not itching nearly as much. I'm actually feeling a little better. I just started the medicine, really, I'd say not yesterday, but the night before. So I took one. I'm supposed to take it 3 times a day. I took one that night. I took it all day yesterday. Today's my second day, my second full day. So that is the medicine that I have to take for this too, which is supposed to relieve the bile and acid stuff and toxins. So we'll see how well that goes. Let's hope that everything does go well and functions and works how it's supposed to. Um, uh, I went from, as I said, a 3 to an 11 on the scale, and it's supposed to be from 0 to 10. I went from a 3 to 11 in about a month. That's pretty high. I mean, that's a pretty drastic change on the inside of my belly for this little guy too, you know? So I have to make sure, I'm going to take you with me. I have to make sure that everything is okay. Right now, as I said, I'm getting ready to go to the doctor. My room is a disaster area because I've gotten a lot more stuff for the baby. And so I'm realizing, man, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that comes with this guy. And we're going to be sharing a room. So I'm realizing how much, you know, that means in regard to a lack of space and all that other good stuff. You know, you don't have as much space and whatnot for your stuff. And so, yeah, I'm trying to, sorry about the camera. Right now I'm trying to wrap up my cords, put on my lipstick, which is in my purse, and all that other good stuff so that I can go downstairs and call the doctor. If you have any information about this, you know, disorder, then I'd really appreciate it if you shared. If you yourself have it, or you yourself had it, please share in the comments below and let people know. Let's get people educated about this so that future mothers can be able to know what's going on, know how to be aware, know how to be able to be preventative on certain things if we need to, because I don't know myself, you know, I don't know what today or tomorrow are going to bring in regard to my health. I don't know if this is just going to go all south all of a sudden, you know, how does it play out, you know? And I welcome all stories, honestly. I welcome all stories. That means if you have some of the worst, I want to hear that too. I want you to be able to have a platform where you can share your loss and share what that meant to your family. I want you to know that I'm a firm believer in Christ. So my belief that God has my back through this is unwavering. It's funny because, you know, I question God about things like whether or not he is going to provide financially. Where am I going to do? Where am I going to live? And how am I going to support this child? And, you know, all that other good stuff. You know, I question it because I feel like to a certain extent that that's my responsibility, you know. I failed to give that power to him like I should. And so I want you guys to know that that's something I'm struggling with right now personally. And that's a growth point for me spiritually, you know. And so, but the good thing is that as I do this, I get to tell you guys what my prayers and my hopes and wishes are. And we get to find out together how good God is. You know, that's what's amazing. So, yeah. So yes, my prayer is that all goes well, that I have a big fat baby, even though he's early. My goal has been to have an 8-pound baby, y'all. At least 8 plus. Okay. I don't care if it's 12. I want a fat baby. And because I feel like it's an outward sign of all the work that I have done to make sure that I am healthy and he is healthy. You know, I have, as I said, I don't know if, I think I've said it before, but I am overcoming an addiction. I'm clean. And so I found out I was pregnant, stopped using, and got help, and did what I had to do to change my life. I think it was mainly because I knew that this child couldn't be taken from me. Anyway, so I also stopped smoking cigarettes, which was another big thing. And that was tough. That was, I think, honestly, but what's funny is that the addiction was tougher than the smoking cigarettes. And I think that's because, of some of the medicine I'm taking. And also because I figured if I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to do anything. You know what I mean? And, they say that people that smoke cigarettes have a higher risk of relapse than people that don't. And I wanted every chance that I could get for myself to stay sober. And that meant, that 1 in 3 or whatever it is, that over whatever chance it was that people have of relapsing wasn't something I wanted in my future. So I am taking my morning medicine right now. And hold on. Okay. I got one medical medicine after another. It's craziness. And prenatal pills, horse pills. Those things are huge. So yeah, I'm just sitting here and trying to see how it's gonna go. I hope that this helps you. As I said, it's funny that it's not funny, but it's my testimony that I have dealt with as many issues as I have as a woman, that I can touch many women and some men's lives. So I feel that it's imperative for me to do these things. I feel like to the person who been given much is required. And God has delivered me from much, and I'm very thankful. So I feel like it's really important that I share that much. And I also share the fact that I'm just as human as everybody else. I am flawed. I am God's child. I am stressed and tired and everything else, but I'm still God's child. So, anywho, I love you guys. God bless you. And I hope that we take this journey together and we come out victorious on the other end. But know this, regardless, we are in the palm of God's hand. All right, bye guys.